All right, let's talk about something that's, about way more than just money. We're going to dive into how you can transform the income you work so hard for into a system that actually works for you. It's all about getting the freedom to design the life you really, truly want to live. You've seen the picture, right? The laptop, the tropical drink, the ocean in the background. The dream of passive income. Making money while you're just relaxing on a beach, totally free from the 9-to-5 grind. I mean, it's an amazing idea, but is it just a fantasy? Well, let's just get real right from the start. Here's the honest truth. Unless you hit the lottery or inherited a massive fortune, there's no magic button you can press for passive income. It doesn't just, poof, appear out of thin air. And this quote, this right here, gets to the absolute heart of what we're talking about today. That freedom we all associate with passive income, it's almost always built on a solid foundation of smart, focused, active work. Think of it this way. It's a destination, and you have to build the road to get there first.
So, let's just make sure we're on the same page with what these words mean. Active income, that's what most of us know. You trade your time and your effort for money. Your salary, your wages, commissions, that's all active. Passive income, on the other hand, is when your money or an asset you've already created starts earning an income with very little or even no ongoing effort from you.
And this is why any of this actually matters. The end goal isn't just to see a big number in a bank account. It's what we call lifestyle design. It's having the financial freedom to choose how you spend your time. Maybe that's traveling, maybe it's diving deep into a hobby, or maybe it's just sleeping in on a Tuesday. Passive income is the tool that makes that kind of lifestyle design a reality.
Okay, so how do we actually build that road? When you boil it all down, there are basically two main strategies, two main paths you can take to turn all that active effort into passive freedom.
We're going to call these two paths work and invest, and build and harvest. The first one is all about leveraging a high-paying career, and the second is about creating valuable assets from scratch. But you'll notice both of them require that super important upfront work. All right, let's dive into this first path, work and invest. This strategy is all about maximizing the active income you get from your job or business, and then putting that money to work so it starts generating its own income. It's about turning your salary into a money-making machine. Now, the formula here is pretty straightforward, but it definitely requires discipline. Step 1, you focus on maximizing your salary by leveling up your skills. Step 2, you have to track your income and your expenses like a hawk. And Step 3, you consciously cut back on those expenses by maybe postponing big non-essential purchases for a while. So here's the bottom line, and it's so important. It doesn't matter how much money you earned if you spend every single penny of it. You can only start to invest and build passive income when you have more money coming in than you have going out. That is the fundamental, non-negotiable rule of the game. So once you have that extra capital, you invest it. And the key principles for success here are pretty timeless. First, you have to focus on the long term, not the crazy up and down swings of the market day to day. You want to diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. And always be mindful of keeping your investment fees as low as you possibly can. Now check out this number. What's so interesting about this is what it represents. This is the annual dividend income of an Australian investor named Peter Thornhill. After 45 years of following this exact work and invest path, his investments now pay him $400,000 a year. He put in the work decades ago, and now he just passively reaps the rewards. Pretty amazing, right? Okay, let's shift gears and move on to our second path, build and harvest. This one is for the creators, the builders. It's for anyone who wants to turn their unique skills, passions, and knowledge into an asset that generates income all on its own. So, what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's explore some real, actionable business ideas that you could literally start, and we'll begin with some of the most accessible options out there.
These three are fantastic entry points. With Amazon KDP, you can create and upload simple books like journals or planners. With Merch on Demand, you just upload t-shirt designs. And with digital downloads on a site like Etsy, you could sell anything from budget spreadsheets to party invitation templates. The core idea is exactly the same for all of them. You create one digital file, one time, and it can be sold over and over and over again, automatically.
And this quote, wow, this just brilliantly shows the power of this model. The creator, Greg Gottfried, said this about his Amazon book business. He did the active work of creating and uploading those files years ago, and the income just keeps flowing in without him even thinking about it. That right there is the harvest phase in action.
But what if you have a deeper skill or some specific knowledge you really want to share? Well, you can take this build and harvest idea to a whole other level.
Creating a YouTube channel or building an online course lets you turn your unique expertise, whether it's from your career or just a hobby you're passionate about, into a seriously valuable asset. And a little pro tip here is to focus on educational content. Why? Well, because advertisers on platforms like YouTube pay way more for ads on videos that actually teach something, and that means higher passive income for you in the long run.
So here's the crucial point. It doesn't matter if you choose to work and invest or build and harvest. The journey from active effort to passive freedom, it doesn't start with some giant scary leap. It begins with a single, totally manageable first step. In fact, here are 3 really simple things you can do today. First, just move your savings to a high-yield savings account. That's probably the easiest form of passive income there is. Second, just for fun, brainstorm one digital product idea based on a skill you already have. And third, spend just 20 minutes researching one of those build and harvest ideas we talked about that genuinely sounds interesting to you. Ultimately, the path to passive income is an active choice. It's a decision you make to start building the road today that will lead you to the freedom you want tomorrow. So I guess the only question left is, are you ready to start designing yours?